when did you start at the Washington Free Press?
January 17th, 1968.
And you went to when? When did you stop at the Free Press?
August 1969, and then I left and moved to Arkansas because I loved it so much, and I had been there previously, and I moved in with my old girlfriend the day I got off the train, and stayed there 14 years. You know. But anyway, I left because of bad drugs and my lifestyle at the time. I had to get out, or I'd never get out.
But your job, you worked for the Washington Free Press. What was your title when you worked there?
Member of the staff and board of directors. That's the only titles anyone ever had. There was no editor.
But did you do a regular column as soon as you started?
Yeah. That took a couple of months. And
when did your regular column start?
Well, I guess it would be like May of 1968. I just wrote a thing about morning glory seeds, and then and they'd say that's pretty good. You know, the way I wrote it was more interesting than the subject matter. Then I went on to historically very influential medicines like belladonna, and then I did psychedelics and heroin and opiates, and people really liked it, you know, and I always used to use these old engravings as illustrations. Drove some of my friends crazy, you know, like Duray and Durer, things from the 15th century and 16th century. Beautiful works of art, and that would be my illustrations. Usually they had biblical themes, you know, like, or mythological things like Sisyphus, the guy who had to roll a rock uphill. That was always one of my favorite images. Or Icarus, whose wings fell off when he flew too close to the sun, you know, because they were attached by wax. You know, that said a lot to me in the idea of conveying what a certain drug might do to you. And heroin, I used something that illustrated Dante's Inferno. It was rain of fire descending upon the heroin addicts who were naked and being burnt alive while also fleeing a storm, and they had been previously struck by lightning and drowned practically. And it was like biblical wrath, and I thought, that's the life of a junkie. You wake up and you're in hell. You know, that's your life, you know.
So again, your column was called what?
Fooman Zybar. That was it.
Your column was just called Fooman Zybar.
Right. That was it.
And it was writing about the drugs.
One particular one every issue.
One particular drug every issue.
Yeah.
And that went on for how long? About
9 months or something.
I see. And then you quit, or that?
Yeah. Then everything was changing. I became very heavily addicted to heroin, and that became my life. I still worked for it, but that was always secondary after that, you know. And then I wound up really screwing up everything that you could think of. And my friends there gave me, you know, instead of disavowing me, they tried to help me, and that really inspired me a lot, you know, to do better. And to realize that your friends are the best asset you have. You know, it's never money or material things, which I knew intellectually already, but emotionally to see that people could see the good in somebody else, you know, and you want to spread that around. So that, well, even though I was really messed up and hit my low point, that inspiration, you know, helped me get back to being a normal person again.